show.
Okay. All right, that didn't work. There we go. Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Boom. Bobby Hilton here.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Well, it's good to see you, man. We've been missing a couple of weeks. We've been so busy. It's good to be back and see you. How you doing, Clint?
Doing great. Yeah, it has been a while. Seems like it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a lot going on. Chicken, how you doing? I know you had some eye surgery, right?
Who's that asking? Yeah, doing pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. Doing good. Looking forward to chatting about some of the goings on right now. Boy, it's just busy. It's busier than ever. And I know you, Bobby. You just jumped from Efren to your car and ran down to enjoy yourself at Derby City.
All right,
So I'm sure you've got a lot to report back on. I know that I'm sure Clint also have some strong opinions about how things went and how the play went as well.
It's funny you use those words because we really haven't talked much about it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, Derby City, you've been there before, right, Chicken?
No, actually not. No,
never been there. Okay,
that's one I have not done. Yeah.
Okay, well, it is something else. It is absolutely something else because, really, I mean, I never experienced anything like it in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because just the chaosness and the gambling of some of the players, not all the players, not everybody's gambling. You know what I mean? But like, for instance, this is one of the things I said, hey, are these guys playing for anything over here? And they said, nah, only 1,000 or 2. So,
yeah,
only 1,000 or 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was, and I've never, like I said, experienced. All right, let's see here. I don't know what this is. So yeah, I never experienced anything like it. Like the tournament brackets. How did you follow the tournament brackets at home?
You can't because it's redraw. Everybody has a buyback.
You can't do it there either. So
no, that's what trips everybody up. You can't. Everybody has a chance to buy back. So it's kind of a little bit unique in that regard.
It was so crazy. Like I have to go sit in front of a monitor and watch the players go by. And Jeremy Saucy was playing, and then he won his match, but he rebought, so he wasn't in the same spot. So you have to wait a whole nother 500 players to get around again. And it was really difficult for me trying to figure out where to go. Being my first time there, because we were trying to, at the Shark Team, we were trying to get, we got a lot of great pictures, but we want to get more videos of some of the players. But it was really difficult because by the time you find out their match, there was already a crowd. People were sitting down. I couldn't even get in there. It was crazy.
You couldn't get near it, right? Yeah.
It was something else. And I know you guys are familiar with Mike Molina from Windows Open. His page, I mean, that guy, he was fantastic. He, if you guys are out there watching, if you want to go check out some great information on the event, he was there the whole time, and he was killing it. He got some great interviews. He did a great job on Windows Open. Mike Molina, kudos to him because it's not easy work being out there, and he killed it for 10 days.
Yeah, that's true. He does a good job, right? Yeah.
Bobby, did you get a chance to talk to him? I followed his page for quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm friends with him. So, yeah, I talked to him. I talked to him a little bit. We're not close friends, but yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what you think about him. I mean, unbelievable, right?
He's the source. I mean, seriously, his page is it's great. It covers everything. And without following his page, I really wouldn't have known much about the Derby at all, other than, watching
Shark Stream or other play. Yeah, Fedor Gorst.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I didn't purchase the stream from Upstate Owl, so without that, you really don't get a whole lot as far as updates, on the tournament.
Right, and Mike showed an actual post of his numbers. He had like 2.93 million people watching his post. because he had some great interviews. And he, like I said, I was there trying to keep up, and I was by myself, and I don't do this full time. I do it as kind of a recreational hobby, Shark Stream, and I love it, and I'm devoted to it, and I'm not giving it up. Don't worry. But I mean, he takes it. That's what he does full time, and man, he killed it. And great job by him. And also Dominic Dunn was out there as well, another guy from Florida. And it's great to see these guys really, really stepping it up with their coverage.
Yeah, and then
Sorry, I was just going to say quickly. In fairness to you, Bobby, you're actually doing it almost full time, and on top of that, you're running a pool room and et cetera, et cetera. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
These guys really are doing it full time. This is their sole focus, to my knowledge. So
yeah, they are. And great job. Yeah, great job. That's a great.
They do a lot of good content. Yeah.
Oh, they really do. They really do.
And you were definitely on the learning curve. And Clint, I'm sorry, I know you were in the middle of a thought. I apologize.
I was just going to say that beyond that, Mike does the stream with Mike Panozzo and Joey Ryan, which they do fairly regularly, and that's another great show as well, and more time than it takes for all of them to get together like we do.
Yeah, but all those guys are professionals. One guy is a professional. I think all he does is write for the magazine, I believe. So I mean, they're really into it. I mean, I think we're pretty good at our show too, but they're full time, like you said, they're full time. We have other obligations, but we're not giving up. We're doing what we do. We love the Shark Stream. We're going to give you guys information, and with that, let's talk about the Derby, man. Let's talk about your opinions. Let's get the crowd out there. Let's know what you guys thought about it. What do you want to talk about first? I mean, there's so many stories. Efren.
Well,
Efren, I think he was the biggest story. I think.
I was rooting so hard for this guy. I mean, I'm always. It's hard to consider Efren an underdog at anything he does pool related, but he's up there in years. He's not supposed to make it that far through the the tournament, and there he was beating everybody, including Alex, who he's arguably. I mean, 1, 2, 3 between these guys and maybe Tony Chohan. Who's the best one pocket player in the world? Efren really was, without a doubt, the man in one pocket, and probably you always will be remembered as the greatest of all time one pocket player. But Alex is right there with him now, maybe surpassed him. He beat Alex. Henniger was a real shocker for me. I know the guy can play some pool, but I was very, very surprised to see that he made it as far as he did. And Tony Chohan just keeps showing up big time. But Efren, I guess he ended up in third place, and that was an amazing, amazing finish for a 68-year-old guy.
Yeah, so as far as Efren, obviously the talent, but you have to consider the physicality of this tournament and the late nights and all that. So him running that deep is incredible.
It really was, and it was so awesome to see live because I mean, obviously he was just here last week, and of course, as Chicken knows, you come on the Shark Stream. What happens, Chicken?
Something good happens to you, like right after you appear on the Shark Stream. Good things happen, and it was a really good thing for him. I know he was having fun. And I know when he closed out a couple of his matches, I was watching. It was like the old Efren dancing as he went over to shake hands with his opponent. So it was really cool to see that.
You even saw Alex Pagaline actually give him a hug after he was defeated in the quarterfinals. Now, what does that say, Clint? What does that say to you when you're playing for big money, you're playing for a title, and you get beat by a guy, and you go over and give him a hug?
Yeah, that's his idol. That's what it says.
Ultimate respect. No
absolutely. And not only did he do that, he put a post on Facebook as well, which drew a lot of attention. So Yeah, Alex definitely showed bad respect for Efren.
Yeah, I think they all did. I think that was the big thing to see, the respect. I mean, and these guys are the most competitive people in the world. They you know what I mean? We have them here playing the local Joes. They're trying to kill every one of them. You know what I mean? These guys don't want to lose.
Let's face it. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're affiliated in some way with Poole, you're an Efren fanboy. We all are.
Yeah,
It's just the way it is.
yeah. It was.
What's not to love about the guy? So.
Yeah, he got the biggest crowds for sure, and he deserved it. And he got respect from absolutely everybody. I mean, who'd he beat? Fedor Gorst, Alex Pagaline.
I mean, he was beating real serious players. Yeah, they didn't give him an easy draw.
No.
So while we're in one pocket, why don't I go ahead and run down the list of the top 10 or so?
Yeah.
All right, so starting first place, Tony Chohan gets his first banner at Derby.
All right, let's talk about that real quick. That is such a big deal. There was an interview again done on Windows, Open Window, with him, and you could see it wasn't about the money when he was playing. He wanted that banner so bad because everybody knows who he is. He's played all the main players in the world for big money in one pocket, right? 50, 100,000. He's won matches, he's lost matches, but he still hasn't got that title. And he did. He did this year. Congratulations to him.
So
very, very, very deserving. Yeah.
Very. So going down from Tony, we got Jonathan Pinniger, Efren Reyes, Skylar Woodward, Alex Pagulayan, Josh Filler, Justin Hall, John Mora, Josh Roberts, Mitch Ellerman, Evan Lunda, and Anthony Raga.
Anthony Raga's a great player. I mean, this kid is phenomenal. You're going to hear his name a lot in the next coming years for sure.
Bobby I believe this is his first time in the U.S. Is that correct?
I believe so. He's a 800 plus Fargo from the Philippines, I believe, right? And he's just a great player. All I hear is positive things about this kid, how well he plays. I just started following him on social media as well, Anthony Raga, and he just seems like a good kid and another good one for the sport. These young kids, you got to watch out for them. You got him, you got Lucas, an up-and-comer. You got Jonas, who's only 21 years old. These kids, of course, you got, Savannah, the Roadrunner coming up. These kids are really making a name for themselves.
Poole's going strong, isn't it? It's enjoyable. It really is enjoyable to see the younger players coming up, and they were well represented at Derby City. I just want to backtrack one more moment for a Kick and Chicken fun fact. Don't know if you guys know this about Jonathan Pinniger. He's a very interesting guy. He's had a little bit of a fiery past, if you guys know what I mean. He's had some pretty big controversies and some arguments surrounding him, but there's no questioning his ability to play when he's on the table. He is a fierce competitor, and he had a problem at a very young age. He was a toddler, and he's missing either 2 or 3 fingers on his stroking hand. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. So he's playing pool at a really high level, and he's only got a couple of fingers on his stroke hand.
Wow,
that's pretty odd, strange fun fact. But in case you're ever on Jeopardy and the question comes up.
There you go. Congratulations to Tony Chohan, of course, great job, and of course Alex coming in top 5, and everybody out there played well. And what about the banks? Do you have the results from the banks as well?
I do. So we'll start from the top. Fedor Gorst, Evan Lunda, which another great story from this tournament. Raid Shabib, Josh Filler, Gerson Martinez, Roland Garcia, Mika Immonen, Roberto Gomez, Mitch Ellerman, Billy Thorpe, Louis DeMarco, Alex Pagulayan, Jason Shaw, and Mickey Kraus.
Good crowd, right? Good company.
Yeah, another good group right there. And Evan Lunda was an amazing player. He's been on my radar a little bit. I'm not sure where he's from. Is he from Midwest, maybe Illinois or something?
I'm not
I-
100% sure.
I'm not
Pardon?
sure.
Yeah, but he's a banking fool. It was wonderful to watch him play. He was fearless. He took care of the cue ball, but he went in on some amazing shots. It was really enjoyable to watch him. But Federer is he's otherworldly.
So I actually had an asterisk on his name because he finished in the top in this list on One Pocket and Banks. And Mitch Ellerman was another one. He finished in the top this top list in One Pocket and Banks as well.
Yeah.
And the reason I put the asterisks next to their names is, when you're thinking Mosconi Cup next year, here's two guys that finished in the top 10 or 15 in these two disciplines at Derby. So, I think personally they should be looked at or considered.
Well, you got to see how it translates. The 9-ball game though, because obviously, banking comes up, right? And banking obviously is a big
Right.
for your One Pocket game, and that's why the two are conjoined like this oftentimes. But they are two strong players, and they could represent really well.
Right. And the other asterisk was Donnie Mills because he finished in the top 10 in 9-ball.
And he did great at Turning Stone as well.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Chicken.
No, I was just going to say, and he's another guy with a day job, right? He's he owns a car lot in Florida, and he does that full time, but he keeps his pool game right up there.
Yeah, he like I said, he was top 5, I think, in Turning Stone, or top 10.
Yeah, right.
Top 8. He's playing really well, really well. But of course,
Bill and Donnie.
yeah, when you got to give it to him. Anybody that's working full time, it's just, and he can still do that. Good for him. But let's talk about the main thing. Who won the Banks?
Federer.
All right, let's talk about him. You cannot talk about pool without talking about this man. He's an incredible player. Is
he number 1 in the world?
I believe I believe he's second to Filler still. I'm not 100% sure. I'd like to check that out, but I know he's behind him by Fargo. He got up a couple more points, but not a ton. But it's all going to come down to this week. With the world title there in Poland, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes as well. We got the bracket to show you as well. I'm going to keep you guys, your Shark streamers, up to date. But all I hear about Fedor Gorst when I'm out there on the live shows is he's a robot. His mechanics are perfect. There's nobody like him. That's how you play pool. You guys want to elaborate on that thing? Those things right there?
I think what shocks me the most about him is how seasoned he is at such a young age, and his decision making. I watched him play, several of his Banks matches because he was streaming them on YouTube, and just a very smart player, which obviously that's translating into a lot of wins.
Yeah, you've got to have some God-given talent to start with, and I guess you have to have an enormous amount of dedication. And apparently, Fedor has been blessed with both, and he has the determination to stay at his craft. He's working hard on it all the time, and the guy's a pleasure to watch. And he seems like an absolutely gem of a guy. He's like a really nice kid.
He really is. He really is.
And he's slaying the world. It's just, it's amazing. I do have one opinion. I don't know if you want to talk about this part right now, the 9-ball, but that to me that was a disaster. I have to say, I think that was a disastrous situation.
I want to get into that right after we do let's get into that right after we get into the 9-ball. Sure. Yeah, but I agree with that 100%. But just look at this. I mean, he has the potential to be the best of all time for sure, right?
Well, he's back-to-back master at table at Derby now.
Twice, right? Did he get one last year too?
Yep.
That's 2 years in a row he won the Banks. And I think did he win or Filler? I'm not sure last year, but he's right up there. He definitely has master the table this year. And this is his page, guys. If any of you guys out there on Sharkstream, make sure you follow him. He's got a ton of followers, a ton of likes. There's he's just the greatest pool player around right now, I believe.
Yeah, at this time he sure is, and you know what he's got to do? He's got to prove that he could keep doing it for another 20 or 30 years. But he's off to one amazing start for a young man. He really is.
All right, so let's talk about some 9-ball now, and there's definitely some things to talk about. And like I said, I'm a seasoned veteran of this game. I'm old, but I follow up to date. I'm good on digital pool. I know the other apps. I can find my way around these things. But I was lost there. I couldn't figure it out. The players were complaining. They were playing at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and playing again at 9 a.m. And it was, I don't want to call it a mess, but it was something different. And we'll talk about this. So, what do you think about that? I have my opinion. I want to talk about mine in a minute, but let's talk about yours. What do you guys think of that? You heard about it.
They oversold it, and they couldn't, and it went out of control.
Yep.
Another thing I heard too, I can't, verify this, but I saw it a couple different places that they made the pocket size smaller.
That contributed to
4.25 is when I heard. Yeah, it could be.
They were 4 1/8.
No, they were 4 1/8, Bobby. They're like
really?
Table 8.
Oh wow, that would definitely cause it to take a little bit more time, especially when you get the the non-pros in there. It's gonna, because on table 8 we have matches that take 3 hours sometimes now if you have people that are at a decent level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very true.
So I'm going to give you So I've been following Derby for years. It's my first time I ever went there. I didn't have the greatest experience. I didn't actually enjoy it because of all the chaos. But I understand it. And from what I'm reading and I'm talking to all the pros out there, a lot of them expect it. And when they expect it, they say it is what it is. And I think if the sport keeps growing to what it is, this is going to be more towards a gambling, adventurous type where all the pros aren't going to go at some point. Right now they are because the money's there. But I think at some point it's going to turn where you're still going to get a lot of the players. Like if Larry Lascotti was around, he's going to go there no matter what. But you're not going to get the Fedor Gorses, I think, at some point because there's going to be other events and other money to be had. It's just a crazy different atmosphere. And from top pros, I think, are actually may not go to at that point,
So that's an interesting thought, Bobby. And Melina Mike, one of the things they were debating is, since it's a points ranking event, is Derby a major event?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? What do you think?
It can't be I don't think it can be a major event because of the chaosness and you're trying to get this sport on the map where what I mean. The guys need to go to bed on time. They need to be able to eat. You need to be you go to the gym and do what you need to do to be the best at your game. To be top level. How these guys survived. If you go look at Melina Mike's page and other, Dominic Dunn's page and even our page, you see there's pros sleeping on the chairs in between matches or in between shots almost. It's
Bob, you know what this is? It's a hybrid event. This is a hybrid event. The idea behind this whole thing when it got started was Greg Sullivan wanted to create an extension of the old Johnson City Gamblers Jamboree. He wanted to keep that going. And so that was the atmosphere. And up until a few years ago, Clint, I know you know this, that they had a Louis Roberts Award. They would award the guy that went down there who did the most stone cold gambling. It was a Gamblers Award, and they had an award for that. Because of legal tangles, they had to do away with that. But that's the sentiment and that's the mindset. When you go down to Derby City, it's all about big time gambling. And oh yeah, there's a tournament running alongside of it. But I have to say that it was disappointing for me personally to see. And I guess it's because, like you said, they were playing at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I watched Shane going into the finals, and he was slumped over in his chair. He looked like he hadn't slept. for 24 hours. He was yawning.
Oh, easy.
When was the last time you saw Shane Van Boening shooting a 740 TPA? And that's where he was. He was in the 740 range, somewhere
That's
thereabouts.
It's a great point right there.
And it was shameful. It was like you're trying, if you want to showcase our sport, this is the final of this big event. And there's like maybe 20 people in the audience. Everybody's wiping their eyes. They're tired. I think Federer had a distinct advantage. Hey, listen, he may have won anyway because he's Federer horse, but he's 22 years old. I think he had a distinct advantage.
It's a great point.
He could put up with those hours a little better. Shane was beat down. I saw him in the first set in one rack miss 3 straight in hangers.
Yeah,
3 of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
The guy was beat.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I enjoyed it, and I love the expo and all the craziness, and but it was a little too crazy for me. I don't even know if I'll go back again. But I understand it, and I can understand really enjoying it. But I think if the sport keeps growing the way it's growing, which I think it is, that's going to be an optional, and that tournament's not going to be as big as it is. And to get to your point, Clint, there's so many now Matchroom Point events now. You can miss 1 or 2, so you can pick and choose, and it's not like the money's, I mean, it's great for Federer. He won over $60,000, and that's fantastic. But overall, for the medium guy, the money's not there. You don't have to play at Derby City. You can play at Jason Shaw's room. Actually, Amazing Billiards right here in Massachusetts. They got a points event in there as well. Good job to Bo Powers and those guys. So the Matchroom events are there. I think you can miss a couple here and there. And eventually I think they're going to have to cut it down to a season. They can't have it a year, Matchroom Points. You know what I mean? Any other sport is 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. We're the only sport right now. We have 11 months to get to the final. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's impossible. The travel is just brutal for these guys. Brutal.
And the expenses. I mean, I've seen some of the pros throw numbers out there about what they spend. And it's eye-opening.
It's a lot. And hopefully the sponsors take care of most of that for them, and that's the goal, is to get to. But even though it's not only that, it's when you have to leave your family for 300 days a year out of 356. That's a lot, or 365, whatever it is. That's a lot of days.
You want me to run down the 9-ball list?
Yes, let's go. So the final thought on Derby City was it was a little too chaotic for me. I understand how people enjoy it. I think it eventually is going to be a secondary tournament for gambling. Still might be just as crazy, but I don't think the pros will be there as much. That's just my opinion on it. And like I said, the hours were just, this wasn't professional. It wasn't my cup of tea. So that's all I want to say.
Hey, Clint, before you go into the names, I just want to mention Bobby, our dear friend and my partner in crime, Bobby Hunt. All the years that he goes down to Derby City, and I'm sure that's his favorite event of all. He never wanted to go anywhere near the tournament stuff. It was all about the action room. That's what he wanted to do.
That's my whole point.
And I think though that you have to make up your mind. I don't think it's possible to do both. And I think you went down and probably tried to do both, and it's got to be like near impossible to do.
It really is. And another quick thing, the food's terrible. There's no good food at all the people there, and you can see everybody talking about it. There was no good food.
They have a very expensive steakhouse.
That's it. That's the only place they had.
And you couldn't get in there. They said it was mobbed every night.
Absolutely. It's the only place that was anything good. Everything else was, fast food, and it wasn't good fast food,
Yeah.
But I agree with you with Bobby Hunt. Yeah, I'm sure you go there to gamble. Oh, we got to touch on Lucas real quick before you do the final. He lost 2 close sets to, I don't know if you guys watched it, Nick DeLeon, professional out of Arizona.
Yeah, I saw you posted about it. I didn't see did you stream it?
I was not able to because it was Omega Stream, so it was a pay-per-view stream. It was actually in an action room. It was in an action room, which is great for Lucas. But he again, the kid is young and he has the go-get-him attitude and the heart of a lion. But again, he hasn't slept in 40 hours. He lost. He was up, I think, 5-2. He ended up losing 15 to like 6 or 7, or then the next match was closer, but he played right again. I think he needed to regroup and just because he's a good player. He definitely can hang with Nick. It wasn't like it was a runaway. It was a good matchup.
Nick Edson, though, yeah.
But,
How did Lucas do in the banks, by the way?
Lucas did great in the banks. He came in top 24 or whatever it was, 200 and something people. It was fantastic. I think that's great. He was literally gotten the money, and he was even 2 rounds away from being in the top 16 or top 8, which is fantastic. And
Hey, give us the news about the 9-ball. What happened?
yeah, go ahead, Clint. What do you got?
All right, starting from the top. Fedor Gorst, master of the table. Shane Van Boning, Alex Pagulayan, Roland Garcia, Josh Filler, Skylar Woodward, Robbie Capito, Tyler Steyer, Jason Shaw, and Donnie Mills. So a couple side notes on the 9-ball is 6 of the top 10 are guys who have played on the Mosconi Cup. 3 of them aren't able to play on the Mosconi Cup, and then the one person that hasn't was Donnie Mills.
Because he's works full time and still plays fantastic. And with the way the sport's going, he might take a part time away from that and go right to bull because he plays great. He plays really, really good.
And I don't know if I mentioned this, but Alex Pagulayan and Josh Filler were the only 2 that made all 3 disciplines, made all the lists, finished to the top. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, it came
Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. All 3 of them. I know when it was, I think they were all in the top 10. They said all 3 of them, I think, had a chance to get master of the table at that point. I think whoever won was going to be, Fedor, Philo, or Alex. And what can you say? Alex plays so good too. Such a good player. As does Filler and Fedor. But so let's talk about the 9-ball. You talked a little bit about Shane, playing below his level, because he's so tired. Do you think that had a major effect on the finals in the final 10?
I don't know about the final 10, but I know my feeling is that what I saw of him in the final, he was slumped over, he couldn't stop yawning, and he was shooting a 740. And Shane never shoots that low.
Nope.
So I think it was all the sum total of not being able to get enough sleep. I think that really I think it impacted his ability to do better in the final.
Yeah, I saw an interview clip. I think it was right after the match, and they asked Federer how long he had been up, and he said it was more than 24 hours.
Yeah, and he missed some balls that he never would also. I think it affected him also, but perhaps not as much.
Yeah. No, I agree. And even Alex Pagulayan posted on his post talking about, this is my 5th match today. It's 5 a.m. or whatever it is. It was definitely tough. It was definitely tough.
I think they'll fix this for next year. I think they recognize that there was a lot of dissatisfaction, and I think that they're going to do something about it. They're good guys. They're very responsible. I think they're going to make sure. Pat and Greg Sullivan. I think these guys are going to get together and come up with a better idea for next year.
One other thing I want to touch on, guys. I don't know if you, I haven't heard anybody talking about it that much. I heard little whispers here and there, but I did hear you say, Chicken. You think they oversold it, right? They oversold.
I think they had more players in it than previous years. I think they opened up the floodgates, and this I believe was the result of it. They just had too many players to accommodate the schedules, and like Clint said, the 4 1/8 inch pockets. I think it slowed the game down generally for a lot of the matches. Okay. So they just didn't have enough time.
Well, with that being said, though, the prize money didn't change. They were doing 16,000.
Yeah.
No matter what. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm a business owner. I understand you have to make money, and you have to do, what you need to do. They have a big place to pay for and all that stuff. But if you're getting way more players and, all those people are rebuying, the money's obviously just going in their pockets. It's not being given back to the players. It's just something I think that needs to be addressed. I'm not saying give 100% back to the players, but when you have that kind of atmosphere and if you're making more money, you need to give it back to the players.
Yeah. I would like an opportunity actually to look into how many more players they had in the 9-ball division this year than previous, because full disclosure, I had it secondhand. I didn't verify it myself, but I heard actually from a couple of people that they had way more players this year. I think it's true, but it'd be nice to know exactly how many more they did have.
I don't think they paid any more places out or anything. So,
well, that's what
you know what I mean? So, and, most like the world event we're going to talk about next is how much money is getting in, how much is going out, all that stuff. Yeah. It's just, one of the dark secrets in pool, the pool has those little dark secrets, and that's kind of one I'm bringing it to the forefront a little bit, because no one really talked about it. Federer got his check for $16,000, whether it was 2 people or how many people. He was getting $16,000,
Right. Might have had to play one more guy or 2 more guys. Yeah.
Right.
We didn't touch yet on the Bigfoot challenge, did we?
No, we didn't. Yeah, let's talk about that. That was the first thing that happened.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You got the results for that one there?
Actually, I didn't. I kind of let that one slip.
All right. I'm gonna have to go back and look in my my research here, see what we got on the Bigfoot. What do you got to talk about the Bigfoot there, Chicken?
Well, I'm trying to remember now. I know that my horse didn't run too far. I didn't pick him. Well, I got picked.
Well, we know who won. I mean, Shane won.
Yeah, Shane took that one down. Yeah.
And the guy from Poland came in second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Conrad.
Yeah, it was Conrad. Just how do you say his name? Just
the Polish guy.
Conrad with a K.
Conrad.
He's mighty good. Yeah. So Lee Van actually did pretty good. I know Max Everly went out right away. He was his first match, I believe it was with Shane. I think that's the opening match.
Yep.
Who else did good in that? Mika didn't go far.
No,
I'm trying to remember. That's all the way back a week ago.
Did Cortez? Was it Corteza that beat Filler?
Yeah, Corteza went pretty far, and he might have beaten Filler. If I'm not mistaken, I think Corteza won it last year? Or no, Gorst.
No,
Gorst
that was
perfect.
Gorst. Yeah, Gorst.
The year before Lee Van won, and last year Gorst won it.
Yeah, and Shane
always goes
when you give Shane a tournament when he got sleep and he's got rest and he's ready to go, that's what happens. He's just a great player.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got. Congratulations to Shane for winning that. It was a big event. Obviously, he came in second in the 9-ball as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
he went second, and all sleepy-eyed, he made second place. And who was conspicuously absent, one of my favorite players ever, was John Brumback. Did not compete this year. He usually plays. He's got quite a 9-ball game, but he's been a world champion banker, and he's actually won master of the table at least once. It might have been twice because of his high finishes in 9-ball, and he has a number of multiple wins in the Banks division. So he had work to do or wanted to go fishing or something. He's a really good guy. He's a good old boy. Of course, he's from Kentucky, and he said,
I think this guy's from Kentucky too, right? Isn't that guy from Kentucky too? You ever hear that? You ever see that guy? Speaking of Kentucky.
I love this guy, and he's, by the way, and he needs to be in the discussion about best players of all time, Nick Varner, because he played all the games and he's a world champion, and nobody had to enjoy playing this guy ever.
Yeah, he was awesome. And again, if you guys are still watching, I know a lot of you guys are, but go to our Facebook page. I was there. I took a lot of great pictures. I kept you guys up to date with everything we possibly could. So if you want to follow the Derby and see what happened, I got some good videos, quick videos, and you can go check that out. You can see the Kentucky Colonel on there as well, and that's all good stuff. But all right, anything else you guys want to add for the Derby? That's all we got.
I don't think so.
That's all we got. And listen, if you don't like sleep, go. If you don't like sleep and you like a little chaos in your life and you like to gamble, get your butt down to Derby City, Indiana. If you don't want that.
It is the new Gamblers Jamboree. That's right. They replaced Johnson City with it.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I can't wait to talk to Lucas and find out how many matches for money he actually played. Over under, I think, is going to be 10 days. I'm going to say 70 money matches he played, I think.
This was his first DCC, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, it was.
How did he like it? He must have loved it. He was like,
I haven't talked to him. He's been sleeping since he got back.
Of course he has.
So I can't wait to get him in. We're going to talk to him about it for sure.
I look forward to hearing some of the stories. I'm sure there's good ones.
Absolutely. He's friends with everybody. He's, rubbing elbows with all the good pros. Unfortunately, he's not going to what we're going to talk about next. Because I know we're keeping you guys a long time, but there's a lot of pool to talk about. But we're talking about the World Championships in Poland. Let's talk a little bit about that before we go. And unfortunately, I said Lucas is not going. Hopefully, in the near future, he'll be going to these world ranking events. But right now, he's not. But let's talk about this. Do you think Shane's going to win his back-to-back title here? Or you think one of these other Fedor or somebody else is going to take it down? What do you guys think?
Fedor won't be there. He's working on his green card.
Oh, okay.
And that's really a shame. And by the way, there's a little bit of it's not even a controversy, but there's a discussion about, is it really that he's working on his green card? I think that's probably true, because I don't think you're supposed to leave the country while you're working to get your green card, and that's a very important thing for him.
Yep.
But there's also the secondary possibility that he's a Russian national, and Poland is not being very accepting right at the moment because of what all's going on in Ukraine.
I got
So
you.
they're making it a little bit difficult for people. But he's not going to be there. And there's a couple of other big conspicuous absences, which are going to be Beato. Beato, I think, and Clint, you may know more about this, but I think he's recovering from surgery. So he's staying in Philippines, I guess. He won't be attending, right?
First I heard of it.
Okay. And then Orkulo, Dennis is not going for whatever reason. I don't know.
Oh, so there's a couple big names that are not going to be there. And of course,
Yeah.
this is Shane's first title defense from his actual world title. It was the first time he's ever won a world title. And he's going to be defending his title. And the way he played at Derby City, I can see him winning this thing again. He's playing really, really well.
Yeah, he's definitely got a great shot at it. There's probably 15 names you can mention that have a great shot at it, though. So it's whoever gets the rolls and wants it the most.
Well, here, just a quick look at our brackets, guys. I don't know if you guys looked at them yet. A good friend of ours who watches the show, Andy Downs, he's the one that shared this to us already, so very good. And Cliff Tyler says Dennis is still not allowed back in the U.S. We're talking about Poland right here, though. This is the Poland. The Polish world. So Shane is playing the Japan Matsuo Yoshikawa. That's going to be his first match there. Let's see what other big ones. Aloysius Yap versus Sharik Saeed, of course, another good one. David Alcady, Billy Thorpe. This is a tournament I want to go to. You just sit so organized. You're going to see all the top players. This is going to be a lot of fun here. I wish I could travel to Poland here. Low Hope Sum versus Large Kucherin. Let's see. Any other big matches here? We got a couple of them, right?
So you know what you could do, Bob, is you could get that big screen TV going. We could get some pierogies brought in. We could sit there and have a beer and some pierogies and watch it on the big screen.
That's a good idea, man. That's a good idea. I like that idea. I really do.
Hell yeah.
I got our boy Nuiki Oi, which we took pictures with over there at Derby City. He's playing Mickey Krause over there. Tyler Steyer against Mason Koch. Now, Tyler Steyer is another guy. We didn't touch on the money situation with the matches he played with Mora out there. He's playing pretty strong, man.
Yeah, they were in some, like $15,000 matches each side, something like that.
I believe so. I know Tyler won the
Yeah.
first one. It eludes me who won the second one for some reason. Did Tyler win the second one, or did Mora win that one?
I didn't follow it.
Yeah, not 100% sure either. So much going on here. Mario, he's playing Sebastian over there. Let's see. Oscar Dominguez versus so you know what I noticed? A lot of the big name players are going from America. You know, Oscar Dominguez is going. Obviously Tyler Steyer is going. You know, I see a lot of these American. Greg Hogue is going. He's trying to get those points on the Mosconi Cup again this year. I saw him out in Derby. What a great guy, man. I only wish the best for him.
Good for him. Good for him and his dedication. Good for him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of heart, that's for sure.
He's enthusiastic.
That's something else too. You know, speaking about the Americans, is I'll be interested to see who goes the deepest. You know, of the players that aren't Shane or Sky or just to keep an eye on where these guys are at for looking at Mosconi.
That's a great point. It's a great point. Yeah, because I mean, even Tyler Steyer, he was on last year, but he's no guarantee to be on again this year. I don't think, and he's going to have to do his due diligence to get back on. I believe.
Is I didn't look at the list too close. Is Chris Reinhold going to this one?
I'm going through the list right now. I don't see him yet. I'm just kind of thumbing through it real quick. You know, again, there's so many 64 players, a ton of money involved here. I haven't seen him yet.
And what they say, it's a short double elimination, and then it goes to single.
Yes. So basically, if you win your first round, you're into the bracket of 64. If not, you have to. I think you have one loss after that. So yeah, I believe that's how it's working. And let's see here. Shane Wolford's going from the United States, obviously.
He did good. He was playing well. You know, he was in the Bank Green game, and he did a pretty good job. He got eliminated about halfway through. And that was another one we didn't talk about, was the Bank Green game at DCC. It ended up being won by a really, really humble, nice kid who, again, he's one of those, that area between Ohio and Kentucky. These guys are just amazing bankers. But Shannon Murphy, he ended up taking it down. Billy Thorpe ended up second, and Sky was third in the Bank Green game.
Yeah,
so congratulations to Shannon Murphy.
Yeah, and Billy and Sky, you can't separate those guys. Everywhere they're together. We're on the craps table together. You know what I mean? Where you're playing roulette or whatever. They're hanging out, doing whatever. They're always together. Yeah. And man, those two guys, I love them. I saw people come up to them and ask for their autographs. They were gracious, humble, and they were very, very nice guys. Awesome. They're awesome to hang out with. That's for sure. I don't see Chris Reinhold on here. I may be mistaken, but I do not see him on there. So we are gonna. It's gonna be interesting to see how Greg Hogue does, and obviously Tyler Steyer. I think. Do you think Tyler Steyer has a chance to win this?
Honestly, I mean, my personal opinion is probably not. He's not a favorite, but he's performed really well on the Mosconi Cup. I was very surprised. I think, did he win MVP? He either won MVP or he was really close the first year he played. He made an enormous contribution to Team USA the first year that when they first put him on. I was thinking, man, is this a good choice?
Yep.
And the kid is tremendously gifted. He's a good player.
He's getting better. What I like about him, he's a student of the game. He learns. Like he's been working on his break, and they're saying now he's got one of the best breaks in the world. In 9-ball. So he's really mastered that break. So I think he. he definitely can make some noise, and they're saying when he was playing Mora, his break is just so much better than Mora's. And that's why they made it like an even match. I think Mora's a better seasoned player, but with Tyler's break, and Tyler ended up beating him, so he plays fantastic.
Did you happen to notice, was Chang Jung Lin in this?
Not 100% sure. I didn't see his name. I'm
Chang
looking.
Jung Lin, yeah, because he's another one of my favorites. What an enormous game he has. I know that Ko Pin-Yi is there.
Yeah, Filler's there. Obviously, Alex Pagulain's there. Marco, yeah, Hunter Labardo, another American player. Dimitri Junjo. Joseph Spence is there. I don't see him here.
And we talked in a previous show about all these great players from Poland.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
They're going to be feeling real comfortable in their home turf. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a few of them in the top 10.
Yeah, Conrad can definitely. I think Conrad can win this event as well. He plays so good.
Yeah, they're not the token Polish players, are they? They are world class players, and they can get you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Victor, Conrad, Babika,
yeah,
all tremendous players.
Yeah. All right. Last thing we're going to touch on before we go home, let everybody go. Did you guys see Efren Reyes at Yale Billiards on the Shark Stream? Did you guys see it?
I watched his match with Lucas.
I commentated it, so I did see him. I did happen to see him. Yeah.
What do you guys have to say about that? Efren Reyes, 68 years old, taking on this young gun on the road, and playing for cheese too.
He played smart. He really did.
He's having a little bit of a resurgence, and people were talking, and I think there might be some merit to it. That again, the guy's got a tremendous chess player's mind. He's a big thinking man, a deep thinker, and he might have slowed Lucas down with his soft breaking. Might have.
He might have, and he carried it on right into Derby. But I mean, like I said, he's a thinking man's game, and he came here obviously playing the win, a lot of excitement, and they were talking about a Derby. Instead of him playing chess, like normally he plays chess and does other things, he wasn't doing that. He was watching matches. He was walking around, focused on the game. So whatever it was, if he has that bug back in him or something, but something, I think, bit him, and he's ready to go, right?
It's like a resurgence. Yeah. Well, regarding his breaks, when he was playing Lucas, at first, initially we were thinking, man, he's really not breaking well. But then we're thinking, hey, he might be purposely not breaking well so that he could get some clusters going, and figure that he's a better tactician in that environment, that he could slow Lucas down that way.
Great observation.
Yeah, he might be feeling pretty good about his game right now. He's done so well.
Absolutely, for sure. And what about Lucas? He didn't beat Efren. He did great in the one pockets. He had a rough time with the gambling. I guess he did great the last day. I didn't talk to him yet. So obviously, and again, kid in the candy store for him right there that week in Derby City. 9-ball.
You said he did good in one pocket.
No, he did. I'm not one pocket. I'm sorry, Banks. He did good in Banks. He didn't play in one pocket. He lost a close one to Wolford, and it was 6-6, and he missed cute, or 7-7. He missed cute on a 6-ball, and cost him.
In 9-ball.
In 9-ball, yeah, he lost to Shane Wolford. He lost a tough one. He was right there in it, but his thoughts on our local guy on Lucas. What do we? I know we love him and we support him. What's your advice to Lucas, and what do you think about the fans out there should know about Lucas?
Well, go ahead. Yeah, I would say, just, and I always tell him when I speak to him, just to absorb what you can. Be like a sponge when you're around people like Efren Reyes. Watch what the guy's doing. Don't be afraid to ask him a question or two. You've got people like Jason in the area. People like Bobby Hunt can talk to him about one pocket. Just try to absorb and learn as much as you can. keep your eyes and ears open and take lessons from every time you lose. Try to take a lesson from it. And he's enormously talented. He can turn into a champion that we could all be behind and be rooting for a long time to come.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool. All right, Clint, you want anything to add on that, or boy Lucas?
I don't know where he's at with it, but I'd say if I were him, my focus would be sponsors and getting the funds needed to travel overseas, hit that pro circuit.
Yep.
Play as many of those events as he can.
And we are close. We're real close to closing a deal on one of the sponsors. I don't want to say who it is yet, but we're real close. If he gets that, that's going to be tremendous for him to help him out to get to the next, like you said, overseas, the next big tournaments, more than just playing them, but expanding his horizon with all the tournaments.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Clint. I agree with you 100%. That kind of exposure can only make him a better player. And sponsorship gets you there.
Yeah, and we mentioned Tyler Steyer earlier. That's somebody that Lucas could model himself off. He's doing it, right? So he could have conversations with him or whatever, be like that.
Right. Oh, I agree. All right. One more quick thing is, do you guys hear about the new tournament that's happening at Yale Billiards next month?
I did. I saw something written about it. Is this with Lance?
Yes. Clint, did you hear about it?
I saw it on Facebook. Yes.
So Lance
Lascotti,
the son of Kong, is going to be his own tournament director, and he's going to start his first tournament here at Yale Billiards coming up the middle of February. I think it's the 11th. And he already filled it. He's doing 2 brackets here, guys, checking in, Clint. So he's doing a 600 above and a 599 and under. He's already got the 599 and under filled. He's got 9 people on the list. So those 9 people either going to have to not play or they have to play in the upper bracket. And they got 11 people signed up for the higher bracket, I think, or 14, something like that. So they're almost halfway there.
Remind us what the name of his tour is. I like it.
It's what is it? You asked me. What is the something? What is it is? I can't remember.
Remind me. You don't have it written in front of you?
No, I don't have it right in front of me. What is it?
Well, I can't see. My eyeballs won't let me see.
It's the something tour. I can't remember what it is. I got to go check it out now. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on one second. It's a pretty.
I gave just what you needed. One more job before we close it out.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Here it is.
He came up with a clever name. I can't recall.
I get the money, but it's along those lines. I remember right.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at the bracket right now. I got to just find out where's the name here. Oh, the Make a Score Tour. Make a Score Tour. How about that? Leave it to
Make a
Lance.
Score Tour. That's perfect.
It is, right? The Make a Score Tour. Cliff
good
Tyler
luck.
just wrote it on there. Thanks, Cliff. Yeah, make a Score Tour, and I'm excited for him, and I hope it's going to be a success. I know it's going to be a success. I think he picked the right room to start it in. Not to brag, but I think he picked the right room. We got great commentators. You got obviously Clint's here helping all the time. We got Chicken in the booth. We're going to do some great matches. I hope we get a full field. What can we do to get a full field in 0600, guys? We got to maybe push some sponsor to get these guys here. I don't know how to figure it out. We got to make sure it's a full field. We need like 16 more, I think.
A little extra juice, and maybe you got all the pretty girls there, so
Yeah.
come on down, guys. You'll
Come
have
on
a
down,
blast.
absolutely.
It's a fun place to play some pool.
I really want to see some of the Rhode Island guys and the New York guys and the Massachusetts guys.
Massachusetts, come on down.
He's doing a $10 fee for him out of the tournament director fee. That's it. No greens fees, no memberships. No, it's going to be a first place $2,200 for an amateur event with no Calcutta. I mean, I shouldn't say an amateur event because they can pay more if you're a higher pro, but $2,200 is not a bad payout for a tournament, right? For $100, $200 entry.
You don't find that playing in the street at all. Yeah.
That's the middle of February, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's the middle of February. I'm going to actually look it up right now real quick while we're here. Let's see here.
That's the Make a Score Tour.
Yes, it's the Make a Score Tour. And I'm gonna show it to you guys real quick. All right, here we go, guys. Bang. Here it is. There it is, right there. February 18th. Doors open 9 a.m. Calcutta, 10 a.m. The Make a Score Tour and Yale Billiards Tournament Director Lance Lascotti. Projected payouts on a full field. First place, $2,200, guys. Second place, $1,700. Third place, $1,300. That's not including the Calcutta. And with the split fields, that means the 600 below is going to be guaranteed third place money.
Right.
How about that?
Very good. Yeah.
And then if you
Good.
Something to look forward to in the middle of boring old February.
Yeah, even if you come in 7th, 8th, you still get $130. So it's not a bad deal. Even races, race to 6, race to 5, and that's the tour. So let's get that filled up, guys. All you 600s, you know, if you know somebody's a 600, sponsor them. So tell them you'll get half the money if you win, right? You see somebody you think they can win it, or if you're in Rhode Island or New York or even Connecticut, you think somebody has a chance, you know, pay their $100 for them, you know, help them out and say, hey, I'll take $500 if you win or whatever, you know, support your players out there, guys. Let's get this thing filled up. Lance is this is really the first Connecticut tour we had in, can you remember? I mean, we have Eric Tangs, but he hasn't been doing it regularly in a long time. He has a great tour.
Mike Zuglin passes through with his
Passes through. I mean, I think Sal Bet would be the last one, right? Yeah, Sal Bet would be the last one. So this is you know, Lance's. I think he's coming in the right time and striking all the irons hot. I think he's obviously he's got the name for it. You know, I think he should have just called it the Lascotti Tour, but that's just me, you know. But his name on it and the Make a Score Tour, I think it's going to be fantastic.
I love it. Yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He'll make a good go of it, I know.
All right. So if you guys are interested, contact Lance Lascotti and get involved in that. And besides that, I'm going to say good night, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Shark Stream with, what you got?
Chicken. Take care, guys.
And who else we got?
This is Clint Dixon signing out. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. This is Bobby Boom saying, boom. I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game. You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game.
Hey!
You've always been able to find anything you need with a smartphone. Now you can use it to find a game of pool with the Solato app. Anywhere, anytime. You can even host a game, tournament, or lesson, and make money. See where you stack up against all the other players worldwide in the Solato ranking system. Use your ranking to qualify for invitationals, large payout tournaments, and events. The pool table is your arena, your stadium, your court. It's harder than people think, but you don't care. The only way to get to the next level is to play more. The more you play, the more you win. Solato is the world's premier pool community, uniting players everywhere. Connect with the community, find and host games, and keep your stats. Pool isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. Join Solato today to find your game.
We want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors here on the Shark Stream. You have Connecticut APA, SigmaWare, Agency One Group, Jacoby Custom Cues, Women in Pool, Mabel's Tables at Michael's Deli, NM Billiard Sales and Service, 11 Hall Avenue, Wallingford, Connecticut, KM Maintenance, JT's Pool Cue Repair, Solato App, Mark Anthony Home Improvements, Tommy's Tattoo Supply, Jimmy's Auto Service, Joe Master Billiards, Airmouth Balls, Organic Tattoo, Vaculease, Tweeden Fiber Corp, Harriman Real Estate, Pool Table Magic, Ben Strong, K Morgan, Man Cave Memories, and of course, Viking Cues, Simonis Cloth, and Andy Gow. This is Bobby saying, boom, without you, there is